Hey photographers, this is about as small as a camera gets. The Panasonic GX850 is a pocket powerhouse, packed with way more features than you'd expect, but let me do the basics first. Inside is a 16 megapixel micro four thirds sensor that delivers high quality images under a wide variety of situations, landscapes, portraits, even night scenes. The black plastic body is slightly textured, and I only felt comfortable wearing it with a wrist strap, as there's no grip of any description. All of the controls are on the small side, particularly the control dial, which requires some dexterity to make sure you're engaging the control you want, which means it frequently skips to another mode while I'm adjusting a setting. The on-off is easy to activate when you're holding the camera in one hand. Interchangeable lenses using the micro four thirds mount are supported. The kit lens has a lock position, which will slow you down unless you leave it extended. I'd use the lock position only when I put it away, which is inevitably a few seconds before I see a shot I want to take. The lens zooms manually from 12 to 32 millimeters. With the micro four thirds crop, that's the equivalent of 24 to 64 for 35 millimeters, about 2.5 times zoom. There's no viewfinder. The LCD swivels up, but no other direction. That's perfect for selfies and vlogging. The GX850 uses micro SD cards up to SDXC 64 gigs, UHS 1 type, U3 or V30 required for video mode. There are two ports, USB for charging and HDMI for video output, available only during playback. The mode dial is full of automatic positions. In addition to the IA full auto mode, a scene mode with 21 settings and program mode also deliver a fully automated point-and-shoot capability. There's not a lot that can be adjusted in full auto. The scene it identifies is displayed top left, and only a limited 3-page version of the menu is available. Press the bottom of the control dial for the drive mode to take multiple images in a burst or select a timer. Here, pressing up reveals the options: a 10-second delay, a 2-second delay, or 10-second and 3 exposures. Press the shutter to take a still picture, the red button to record video. The flash does not open automatically in any mode. Slide the flash lever to open it if you think the picture needs flash. And there's a panel that slides out from the right to reveal the touch control to turn touch snap on. Touch the subject on screen to expose, focus, and snap. Touch exposure sets the exposure on the touched subject. Or press Fun to reveal a control panel to turn on Wi-Fi, preview the aperture and shutter effect, display the horizontal and vertical level, or activate Snap Movie, which records short clips. Set up the Wi-Fi connection, and with the free Panasonic app, browse, select, and transfer images from the camera to the phone. The phone can be used for geotagging and time sync, and there's a fairly robust remote control that includes touch to focus and snap. Now, while useful, Wi-Fi and apps continue to be somewhat flaky. The flip-up screen makes this an excellent camera for selfies and for vlogging. As soon as the screen flips up on the GX850, it turns on selfie mode, which turns on face and eye detection, which works even with my glasses on. There's a soft skin control, a background defocus control, a slimming mode, and use the shutter button or the touch screen to snap. And when you've got the camera on a selfie stick, one of two auto snap modes. Buddy shutter takes a photo when two faces move close together. Face shutter snaps after you cover and reveal your face. Settings adjust the countdown from 1 to 10 seconds and the number of images from 1 to 4. Note that the timer delay occurs between each shot. Touch the IA icon for Auto Plus mode, which adds a third IA tab to adjust the color, arrange from amber to blue, and select other apertures to defocus the background. IA mode also activates function 8, the digital zoom controls. And the camera menu now has 8 pages and includes the ability to change the quality and select RAW recording. The scene modes cover a variety of shooting settings. Some make color and sharpness adjustments, others adjust shutter or aperture to assist with specific scenes to blur the background or capture fast action. In program mode, soft press the shutter to see the aperture and shutter selected by the camera, then use the control wheel to select a different combination which still takes a properly exposed image. Then use touch to select a filter. There are 22 to choose from, with a variety of adjustments and effects. These include variations on black and white, a star filter for lights, and a sunshine setting. Many have additional options to adjust, like sunshine, where color and position of the light can be set. Incidentally, these settings are also available when the mode dial is in the creative control mode position. In aperture and shutter priority, the rear dial sets one while the camera adjusts the other. In full manual, switch between shutter and aperture by pressing the top of the dial. Just remember that when SS is displayed, you'll be adjusting the aperture with F, the shutter speed. This lens has an aperture that opens to f3.5 when zoomed out, f5.6 when zoomed in. The smallest aperture is f22. Shutter speed can be set from 60 seconds to 1/16,000. That's fast. With the default full screen 49 area focus setting, touch the screen to select an area. The garbage can icon opens an interactive quick menu to adjust a variety of settings, but these can be customized. Set the menu to custom, and a button appears to make the changes you want. Now, I actually prefer this version of the quick menu, as I found it easier to navigate with all the options in a single row instead of some above and some below. And I use this menu to select the focus mode: single to focus once when the shutter is pressed, continuous for quickly moving subject, it keeps focusing when the button is pressed, flexible, which changes from one to the other when the subject moves, and manual focus. To select a focus area, press the left side of the control dial. In addition to the 49 area, custom areas can be created, and a single focus point, which can be sized with the dial and moved with touch. Face and eye detection, which is on automatically in auto mode, is selected here in the other modes. This lens does not have a focus ring. Focus is set using an on-screen slider. There's an expanded view to assist, but I find this awkward. For lenses that do have a focus ring, the expanded view appears when you turn the ring. To fine-tune auto exposure, select the metering mode. Multi sets for the whole image, center-weighted and spot put more emphasis on specific areas. Photo style includes several presets for color adjustments, as well as custom, which can be adjusted in the main menu. There are settings for contrast, sharpness, noise reduction, and color saturation to create a color profile to your taste. Size and aspect ratio can be set, and quality can be adjusted with or without RAW. RAW files are better suited to making adjustments in photo editing software. Auto ISO is on for a properly exposed image. To take full control, adjust the sensitivity. As you adjust, a meter display shows how far under or over the exposure is. The screen won't display the actual exposure to be taken unless you turn constant preview on. And the ISO can be set from 200 to 25,600. Artifacts start to appear at 6400. By 25.6, the files are mushy and mottled. Well, now that you've decided you only want to take pictures up to a certain sensitivity, set the auto ISO limit to that. There is an extended ISO setting to allow 100. I suspect there's some compromise in dynamic range, otherwise it wouldn't be a special setting. Press the right side to select the white balance. In addition to the presets, 4 custom settings can be captured and created, and all can be fine-tuned using a color panel. The mode dial has a setting to capture a panorama. Press the shutter and pan across. The images are stitched in camera for the final result. Settings can adjust the direction and the size. This is standard. Wide takes an image that's over 360 degrees. My bike appears at both the left and the right side. By now, you've probably touched the Fun 3 button by accident and seen the post-focus activation prompt. A post-focus image takes a bit longer. You'll see it identify the various focus points and then process. It's actually saving a 4K video file. When it's done, touch the screen to select the object you want in focus. And you can save multiple versions from the same file. Because they originate from a video file, these are 8 megapixel images. Or select Auto, and the camera will combine the multiple focus points and create a single image. Now, all the tulips are in focus. Use the bottom of the control dial to activate a standard burst mode. With manual settings saving JPEGs, it saves 8 images per second for 21 seconds before hitting the buffer and slowing to 6 per. Still very respectable. A second burst mode, one of the 4K settings, records 30 frames per second to a video file. In playback, view the file, scrolling through the frames to select the image you want, and then save. The standard burst saves 16 megapixel images, this 4K saves 8 megapixel images. But you are guaranteed not to miss the shot with this one. There's no video position on the mode dial. Press the red button to start recording. The quick menu displays the various recording options. And I'm going back to the preset quick menu as its options display includes the time available for each setting. 4K, listed as 2160, its vertical resolution, is available at 30 and 24 frames, but limited to 5 minutes. HD 1080 at 60 with a 20-minute limit, 30 with a 5-minute limit. 720 is available in MP4, and there are several resolutions and frame rates available in AVC HD. And note that if you select these settings from the menu, you'll see the data rate. Most are under 30 megabits, 4K is 100. Now, while a time limit can be frustrating, the GX850's real limitation is its small size, which makes it a notorious overheater. In warm situations, even from a cold start, it can reach its limit and shut down in under 2 minutes. Beware. 4K quality is very good and stabilization is reasonable. These are handheld shots and I'm not the steadiest person. There are pro-type video features including peaking for focus as well as zebra, 2 customizable settings for exposure. The GX850 has more features than you might expect, including better than average multi-exposure, time-lapse, and stop-motion animation settings. There's a digital teleconverter and zoom. The playback features include raw processing with an extensive set of controls. And there's lots to like about the Panasonic menu system, including the excellent help tip as a feature is highlighted. However, when items are dimmed out, they're just skipped over, with no way to find out what it is you need to do to access them. That said, it is the nicest and clearest on-screen text of any camera, and it is touch-enabled. It would be nice to create a personal menu. A basic printed manual is included. The full manual can be downloaded as a PDF. The battery is charged with USB. The LED is red while it's charging. The camera can't be powered from USB. The GX850 can make novices shooting in full auto mode and advanced photographers happy. The big gotcha in this otherwise great value is the limited and unreliable 4K video mode. Otherwise, keep shooting until your battery's empty and your memory card is full, and then if you have time for one more click, consider subscribing.